Yo, yo, greetings, my friends. It's your boy Dubby. I'm back with another story. This one definitely not for the kids. If you listen or watch this story with your kids, I can't imagine you do because I do curse a bit, and for that I apologize. But this story, some folks might find this amusing. Some parents are going to be a little horrified. But I'm going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This is what happened. And here's the story. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, drugs were not as plentiful and available as they are now. Today, you can just walk into a store, buy all the weed you want, and get high as a kite. Legally. No one cares. It's just a thing. But it hasn't always been like that. And when I was a kid, even though I grew up in an environment surrounded by adults that were doing drugs, and there was an abundance of hard drugs and stuff around, as a youngster, it was very difficult at that time to actually get your hands on your own weed. It's not a problem I faced alone. My fellow 14-year-olds faced the same problem. And that's the gist of this story and the root of what happened. So we're sitting around one day, me and my metalhead friends. We were a bunch of punks, man. God, this is a crazy story. So we're sitting around one day and we're lamenting the fact that it's like we can't get any fucking weed. Like, it's bad enough we have to like pool up a few dollars like each. Some guys are chipping in change to go get like an adult to go into the liquor store for us and buy us a 6-pack of Bush or whatever. Which there was never a shortage of adults to do this for us, I assure you. But same situation with the weed. If we ever wanted to get weed, it's like we had to do some dastardly shit for it. We had to steal it from an adult. That was the only access you would have to weed. We grew up in New Jersey, but not in an urban area in New Jersey, so there was no block that we could go to get marijuana. It was like we had to steal it from an adult, which we did on several occasions. I remember one incident in which we befriended a young lady because we found out that her mother had pounds. And of course we had to get our hands on that, and we did some stuff that I'm ashamed of now, but full disclosure, I was 14 at the time and just a dumb fucking kid who just didn't give a shit. And I remember whenever we would hang with this girl, somebody would sneak into the mom's bedroom and into the closet and grab like a fucking handful out of this lady's pound. I mean, it was bad. Like I said, I'm ashamed of that, but I'm telling you the whole truth and the shit we used to do. That's what we used to fucking do. So, but back to this story. We're sitting around lamenting the fact that, we have no access to cannabis, and, wouldn't it be great if, just like we pool up for a 6-pack of Bush beer, let's pool up and get an ounce of weed. So we pool up the money, probably not enough for it, but we're going to go for it anyway. And the consensus was, well, where can we get this? Now, when you're 14, you can't just go buy at this time. Hopefully not still now, but I'm sure somewhere it's happening. But the consensus is we can't procure cannabis by purchasing it at our age around here. So we're going to go to New York City and we're going to buy an ounce of weed. Now, mind you, I'm 14. I think, we're all 14 or 14. The plan now, and I want to tell you, folks, that if you've ever been to New York City, it's Disney World, okay, compared to what it was back then, and especially where we were headed, because our plan was we're going to go to 42nd Street, the capital of sleaze, vice, and shame and degradation. Because in our young minds, as babies as we were, it made sense to go to the vice capital to go procure some weed. I know this sounds fucking nuts, and this is a good reason why cannabis is becoming legalized. So if your kid is 14 and sneaking around to go smoke weed, hopefully they're not doing this shit, man. But next thing I know, we were taking the Academy bus from Seabright up to 42nd Street, which is exactly where fucking Port Authority is, where the bus lets out now. For my older folks that are my age, you remember Port Authority back then, man. Just getting through Port Authority was like Dante's seventh circle of fucking hell, man. Like, people are throwing up on their fucking shoes. There's no cops. There's no protection. There's junkies. I remember I went into the to the bathroom once in Grand Central State, not Grand Central, in Port Authority, and a guy was fucking washing his junk in the fucking sink, dude. In the sink. Like, New York back in the days, it was heaven. So anyway, we make our way to 42nd Street, and it's like at that time, 42nd Street was like hookers, X-rated theaters, hustlers, con men. It was Midnight Cowboy, man. So we get out, the lights are flashing, and in front of every like X-rated and peephole and crazy fucking sleaze joint is like a hawker, a guy that tries to get you to come in, and every couple doorway openings is a just a fucking rando alleyway, man. Like, you know, like we're 14. I think there's 3 of us, maybe 4 of us in the crew. So, you know, we're going, and I don't remember exactly how we did it, so I'm going to have to just guess that we actually, yeah, we did. We volunteered my friend Ad to be the guy. Yeah, he's got to be the guy to solicit these fucking dudes. And he'd go from door to door asking each guy, you know, for some weed, and we'd be kind of like 10 yards away, like snickering, watching him like fail again and again. And I remember at one point, this dude got like, because, you know, we were young, but we weren't fucking that naive. Like, like, if we're trying to fucking cop some weed, we know when we were getting beat, you know what I mean? So, homie would, okay, forget it, then he move on to the next guy. Well, I remember there was one incident where the guy was just like not letting him move on, and we're standing like a few feet away, and we're listening to this exchange, and I'm like, yo, he's like giving him like a hard time, like something's getting ready to, and I hear the guy telling him, look, man, you said you wanted some hash. I guess he had asked him for some hash or whatever, and homie's just like, what you're gonna get is bashed. And I'm like, we gotta like go over here and tell this dude he's not gonna like bash like our friend and shit. Long story short, we came up, assured this guy he wasn't gonna bash our friend. There was 4, you know, young men. We were in our prime as youths, and we were armed. So moved on from that. At the end of the day, what we wound up doing, and it's you know, we're fucking lucky we didn't get mugged, stabbed, shot, killed, fucking prostituted or whatever. And thank God that didn't happen. But at the end of the day, for all of our effort and expenditure, what we came away with was about $10 of the worst weed you've ever seen in your life, a bottle of Rush, which I didn't even know what that was at the time, but the other boys I was with did, and they purchased it. I think that cost like $5. A fake ID, which I got for myself. I was 14. I don't know what the fuck I was going to do with a fake ID at 14, but hey, it was 42nd Street. And I think that's it. And we got back on the bus and went home, and these guys were doing the Rush, which they introduced me to. I did it once, and it's an inhalant, basically, that they would just sell in stores, the fucking thing, and you'd like take the cap off, like smell it, and everything would just turn purple for a minute. I'm sure I lost a few years and brain cells in the back of that bus that night on the way home. But that's the kind of shit we were into. Cautionary tale for my parents, single parents. All of us were from single parent homes. You know, situations were going on. But this is the type of shit that your kids might be getting into if you're not watching and being aware of what they're doing. Sneak, look in their phones once in a while, man. You're the parent. It's okay to do that. Protect them. You know? Hey, we made it out, and now I'm a parent, and I'm mortified. I'm telling you this tale from the perspective of an adult now and as a parent, and I'm mortified to think of some of the shit we did. And I'm also ashamed, like I mentioned, of some of the shit we did. And my kids ain't going to be doing any of this shit, I assure you. It's your boy Dubby. I hope you enjoyed this story. This was a weird one, kind of heavy maybe for some. I will be back with you soon. I love you guys. See you soon. You!